Warning, the following show features stunts performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, the reality guys and producers must insist that none of these opinions be taken as facts. Now, please enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I am your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Hello, everybody.
As you can see here in the title, we are here to talk Love is Blind Season 2, and more specifically, the Love is Blind Season 2 reunion. So if you haven't watched the season yet, I would recommend going back and watching, but if you just want to see us rant a little bit, we are happy you're joining us. If it's your first time watching the channel, we cover everything reality TV, Bachelor, The Challenge, Survivor, Amazing Race, anything in between. So make sure you check out the rest of our channel. Brian, is Love is Blind or is love blurry?
To some people, it's blurry, but for the most part, I'd say a lot of these people love was blind. One person in specifically, it's blurry.
I am because I am not going to do what everyone else is doing, and we're not going to give that guy the top billing. I do want to leave with the fact that that was the kind of cold point of the show. Will it work? Can it work? And for two of our couples, it worked. The Ayana and what was it? Ayana and who?
Is it Jarrett?
Yeah, Ayana and Jared, and then Nick and Danielle. They both seem to be actually in a better place than when the show ended. So I really just I was really cool for me to see. I think they've both grown in their relationships, especially having to go back and watch fucking season, man. That's tough. Like having to watch that. Yeah. So that's kind of what I wanted to lead with. What are your thoughts on the couples that made it before we get to the drama?
I'm happy for them. I think that probably not being on the show with cameras probably definitely helped. Like they're not like in your face, like causing tension, things like that. And I think it's definitely shown. Like I was more worried about Nick and Danielle.
Yeah.
Than I was, because I was when we did the last review, I was pretty confident in Jarrett and Ayana. I kind of thought that even though he had a little like party side, I kind of felt like his family life, like especially his dad being like a pastor, I think he would settle down and take on the role of being a husband. But yeah, I mean, it seems like I was really surprised that Nick and Danielle, like they said, it's gotten better. Like they seem okay, and like based off, it seems like they're kind of molding together because he's doing a little party, like what she liked to do. She's jumping on tables now, so I guess it's all good.
The tables are going strong, so something that we thought was going to be a sticking point has actually been a great unifier for them. So again, we're happy for those couples, but let's get into the meat of the matter here. The very first lines of the reunion. I'm nervous about how I'll get edited. That was from Shake. This was like the Shake show, and obviously they had their section that was dedicated to Shake, but more so, this dude would not butt out of everybody's conversations. You could tell from the body language, and there's so many memes and screenshots out there right now on the internet. Nobody likes this dude at all. And he really wasn't a great guy, man. And it just seemed like he was faking it that whole time about wanting to try to change it. Obviously, the guy wanted to stay on the show. In my opinion, he just wanted to stay on the show so he could be relevant and so he could have this 15 minutes of fame. And I think it's just really messed up that he did it to a girl like Deeps. And I'm really glad that whether she figured it out on her own or the producers let her in on it, that she was able to avoid having to get dumped at the altar as well.
Right. I agree. I mean, I think he really cemented his resume for the next season of FY Island.
Oh my God.
Like they could pull him from there. Like
they totally could.
Perfect for the show.
He would be perfect for the show. Are you kidding me? He's a celebrity Big Brother candidate now. He's for all them kind of scuzzo shows that like he could have him extend his little bit of fame. You know, he's going to do that. This guy though, man, like all the crap about like, oh no, we needed I wanted love, not marriage. This wasn't about finding a wife. It's like, dude, the whole premise is that you propose. It is about finding a wife. Shut up, dude. Stop. He kept trying to like argue the premise of the show. Like there was like this was like they had all met in the wild. Dude, the rules of the show were very clear from the beginning. You went and met families. You went and did the whole thing. You did the wedding stuff. Like, come on, dude. Stop being just say that like you thought you were going to an instant attraction because I thought she was going to be super ugly. And then she turned out to be pretty great, but I still just turns out I'm just only into white girls. I should have just said something further on, but it was more important to me to try to be the guy that ends up dumping her in the end to be this fake created reality TV villain.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was like, it was, I was texting you, like, I don't get cringe very often, but it was like cringe listening to some of the things he's saying, like, especially that thing he said about Vanessa. I'm like, he's lucky Nick Lachey didn't like slap him to oblivion.
I cannot believe that he literally said right in Nick Lachey's face that he's like, the only person I'm attracted to here is Vanessa. And then he's like, I'm sorry, it's true. It's like, dude, you're not charming.
Nah.
You don't get away with that shit, dude. You're not charming.
Yeah, it was bad. It just, because I came into this like, I don't like Shayne, and like, to me, like, Shayne was very level head. I mean, he did do some stuff that, again, like, he started to do a little gaslighting, but he looked like, I was expecting him to be the worst, but he wasn't. Like, Shake like took that crown and then some.
Not even close.
Yeah.
I do want to move on to one of our other favorites. What about Shayne in the reunion? I mean, I've seen everything from that. I've seen PC Principal. I've seen a lot meaner ones that I'm not going to mention. I mean, I've heard everything from this dude's a cokehead to that he's all up on Adderall to some people starting to say he's on the spectrum. None of those type of things that we are even going to joke about or even try to guess. But the dude is manic, if anything, like his mannerisms and just what he says. And he just seems always hype. I felt for Natalie, man. She actually seemed genuinely sad, and like she seemed more so like embarrassed that she had to be having this. And again, this guy just can't not go.
Yeah,
you're wrong. You can't just admit I'm wrong. It's not 100%, but like it's like at least 80-20. At least admit it. It's like, dude, just chill. You're embarrassing, dude. Like do you actually think that this is going to make you look good? Like, just move on. Just say I'm really sad and she was right and I had a moment of doubt and it led to this, but you shouldn't have that, and move on.
Yeah, the whole entire time, like, I kept saying to my wife, like, I just feel so bad for Natalie, and she was like, why do you keep saying, like, this is not like you to feel this? That's what I was saying. I was going through like the emotions on this reunion.
That's why this show's great. It's pulling emotion out of you.
Yeah, like, I'm not very like emotional about things, and I felt really bad for her. Like, every time they panned to her, she never was laughing like everyone else was. She never was like, she just had this like a 1,000-yard stare almost.
She was horrified. This sucks. You're living your greatest failure, which you thought was going to be your biggest success until that night, and then you have to sit there and you have to sit at a reunion special and talk about it again, and just know the entire world now just knows you as like Shayne. Like, it's definitely got to be horrifying for her, because she definitely was like a very private person, and now her life has become exactly the opposite, and she didn't end up with a husband. So like, I feel for her. I hope she ends up dating someone, or it leads to her becoming like more known, and it can help her meet a good guy. This one was this Kyle and Shayna.
I mean, what is there need? What else do we need to say about that? It's just the same.
She's nuts, man. I mean, she did own up like some of her shit talk and some of the lies. I mean, I'll give her a little bit of credit for that, but like, man, like, it was just cringy. I love how like, you can tell like when you're a jerk and you have nothing to say. It's like her first reaction was always to like stare out and then like look around to other people to see if any of them were going to be like laughing at him. And they're all like, no, yeah, why would you do that? Like, yeah, it's when she said that it wasn't her trying to reconsider, that after she said yes to the engagement, she went and saw Shayne.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what else could that have been? What?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a cover your ass that just didn't work. Like, no one was buying it. I'm also not a fan of Kyle's nose ring.
Nah, not really. The hot rumor on the street is that they're saying that maybe Kyle and Deeps.
Yeah, was it Kyle or was it Sal that said that?
No, it's Kyle.
Kyle.
Okay. It was Kyle. Said he should have proposed to Deeps. We were like, what?
Maybe that would have worked.
And then Shake made that comment like, well, I'm glad this could be like a thing. So like, I think that may be a thing. He seems salty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Shake sucks.
Overall, last kind of comments. I love the hosts. I thought the hosts did a great job. They really drove the conversation. They called the stuff out. My favorite line of the whole episode was when Nicholas Shea went to Shake and was like, I get now why you don't treat people.
Yeah, and I thought Nick Lachey, like there's a couple times where he he calmed the room down with like a deep cut question, and I was actually kind of impressed with him.
He was channeling his inner Mark Wahlberg, his inner
Yeah.
Jeff Probst, his TJ Lavin. Like he's up there. And then they have this other show now, the one with the couples that are engaged that will have like doubts about each other. So like that's very interesting as well. So like I'm looking forward to having them. It seems like they have their own little nest egg here in Netflix. Like it looks like maybe they're gonna kind of have their own little. I bet they have like a production company or something. If you were to look into it, I'm sure they're like obviously producers of the show, so they probably have some small little production company that's associated now like with them. So good for them. Apparently Love is Blind season 3 was filmed concurrently, but they had some different wrinkles because they want to obviously not just make it identical to the season. So hopefully that means we get another season in 2022. I would hope that's what it means. So overall, total thumbs up for this. We are going to check out at least Love is Blind Japan. Kristen, a longtime friend of myself and friend of the show, she just texted me today. She said she's on like episode 7 or something like that. So it's obviously decent enough. If it's holding her interest, I'm willing to give it a try and see how it's different. And I'm looking forward to some more characters that we can have in our pop culture repertoire, you know?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Like I said, thank you. If this is your first time watching, we would appreciate if you like, subscribe, comment on the video or on whatever Facebook group or whatever type of social media that you're seeing this on. We really appreciate you. But for myself, Brian, Kevin, Waleed, peace.